happy Monday and welcome to another weekly vlog. Look at that for a day. It's actually really nice, guys. And we're all free of the COVID. I'll talk to you downstairs. Hello and welcome to another weekly vlog. It's a bit bright today, isn't it? It's 16 degrees, folks. The heady heights of 16 degrees. I'm on my way into my mum's. It's Tuesday. Yesterday was uneventful. I didn't record anything. I think I recorded out the window in the morning because it was nice, and then I said I'll go downstairs and continue, and I never went downstairs and continued. I did another couple of videos I had to do yesterday. Isaac's COVID's gone, back to school yesterday. Me and Darren never caught it, which I still cannot get my head around. I've tested this morning before I've come out, I'm still negative. It's weird. I feel fine, but at the beginning, you know, when Isaac had it, I didn't feel fine, and I was just waiting on the positive test. I had a temperature and all sorts, but the positive test never came. So I must just have had a virus or a bug. But yeah, nothing really to report. They've got some Gaelic and hurling trials this week in school to pick school teams. So I don't know if Isaac will get in or not. Fingers crossed. I might be really disappointed if he doesn't get picked, but we shall see. Next week is his confirmation, which is a thing in Catholic schools the kids have to do. It's the last kind of religious thing they have to do. It's basically like bar mitzvah, but Christian. So that's next Wednesday. Besides that, not an awful lot's going on. I have to go buy him a new school jumper today for this, because the kids wear their uniform for it, which is good, because when I was young you had to buy a whole outfit. But you know, most parents are going out and buying a new jumper, because obviously at this stage, when you've only got 3 months of the school year left, their jumpers are probably a little bit faded. And if everyone's buying new school jumpers, you don't want your kid to be stood there with a faded school jumper. So they're like navy blue, so you know they do fade. So yeah, I'm on my way to my mum's to take her down to do that. So that'll be riveting stuff for her, going to pick out jumpers. And yeah, I really want to go see X today. It always depends on how long I am downtime. I don't think I'm going to make it because it's at 4 o'clock. The next showing's not until 6:30, and I'm not waiting about till 6:30. But usually I'm sort of getting up from town with my mum around the 4 o'clock mark, so today's not going to be the day. I'm going to the hairdressers. I hate it. It's for other people, it's nothing. For me, it's a massive thing. I haven't been. I think I went about 2 years ago. No, I didn't. It was more than that. It was COVID, but maybe it was 3 years ago for a trim. But I'm going to get. I'm going to say to them what I'm thinking, what to do, and say to them, but if you think something else would be better with my face shape and stuff, you know, I'll leave it up to you. But I want most of it cut to about here, you know, my shoulder. Basically I want it into better condition, and I'm considering having a fringe cut in to get rid of the old forehead lines. You see, I think I suit my hair better without a fringe, but I'm really torn. I don't know what to do with my hair. I just don't like it anymore. I just want loads of it gone, and I want it a lighter colour. And I'm thinking if I get all the crap cut off it, and maybe start doing my roots with semi-permanent instead of permanent dye, that eventually it will start to all grow out. Then I'll be able to lighten it. It's a pain in the arse having hair this dark, it really is. But I dread to think, you know, they say you just have to grow out the grey. You can't grow out the grey when your hair's black. You'd look unkempt, more unkempt than I do normally. And that's no mean feat. Right, I'm gonna go. I'm just hitting town now. I'm gonna concentrate on my driving, because there's lots of people walking about. And I shall catch up with you guys later. Oh, I forgot to say, I've just switched it back on. That song that I'm obsessed with from Titan film. It's by a band called Future Islands, and the song is called Lighthouse. Oh, actually, I think it's that one. You've probably heard me play it before. They're playing in Belfast on Sunday night, on Mother's Day, this Sunday. and I thought, oh, I just found it like inadvertently, and I went to check and it is completely sold out, and I'm really surprised that people even know who they are. I wasn't aware of them at all, but the only spaces left are disabled, like I'm assuming spaces for wheelchairs. There's 6 wheelchair spaces left, and standing is sold. Not that I could have went to standing anyway. Seats are all gone, and there's like some, you know, those sites that sell tickets for more expensive, and I refuse to do that. But how disappointing. I'd have really liked to have seen them. But yeah, right, I'll go again. I thought I'd tell you that, and I'll catch up with you guys later on. Doing? What's that person doing? Have a little bit of a fuck's sake. That's a person blocking off the whole exit, so I have to go back in. This is a Northern Irish band called No Sweat, from quite a while ago, but a long time ago. Right, we're here. It's my song. My indicator's clicking along. Out of tune. Let's go check out X. Cinema's been painted. Used to be blue, it's black now. I like it. Look, the sun's trying to set over there. Look at that nice sunset. Just come out of X, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. I would recommend to anybody to check it out if they can. Good stuff it was. I'm about to leave the car park. I'm just waiting because you can always guarantee the like row I want to go out of, someone will want to pull into it. I'm not sure what he's doing. Yep, what did I say? There's like about 8 rows. I knew if I came out, that car would drive in. Don't know what it is. It's obviously, you know what I mean. Oh, I must go down the road with all the cars on it. So yeah, thoroughly recommend, guys. Sorry you can't see my face. Oh, maybe that's a good thing. Thoroughly recommend, guys. It was a lot of fun. No, now I wonder, do they have that road closed off still? There was a road closure up here. I'll go up and see, and then swear and curse if the road is still closed. Took my mum downtown today. We went to Next. She wanted to show me something, and I saw this gorgeous purple jumper. I love like strong purples and reds and things, and it wasn't suitable for me. It had like a really high neck, but I thought it would really suit my mum, so I managed to buy it for her for Mother's Day. So at least I've bought her something that she liked and she wanted, which was good. So that's a tick. What else? Got Isaac's jumper. They're almost all sold out because everybody that's sort of like, the kids are obviously all a very similar size, and all the school jumpers are selling out of kids in that sort of age size range, for everyone buying new ones. So that's done, that's sorted. Yeah, so that's about all's happening. I'm now heading home. It's 6:15, so I'll head home and get myself a bite to eat, and yeah, that's pretty much all that is happening, guys. Sorry, I'm trying to pay attention to the traffic. So I shall check up with you guys at some stage later in the week. Hello, greetings. It is Saturday and we are on our way to the cinema to see the animation, I think it's called The Bad Guys. It's 17 degrees, it's nice and sunny, which is unusual. I've just spotted I need petrol, so we'll do that after and see if we need to take out a bank loan to do it. The oil has come down a bit in price, still not enough to buy it. I think I said before the normal price for 500 litres, this is to heat your home, which is what most people have here instead of gas. There's a really pesky bit on the windscreen that is, the window wipers aren't reaching it and it's dirty and it's really annoying me. Look at it. 500 litres of oil, which we would usually get, costs usually about, ballpark figure, £250.
And last one was 195.
Well, that was ridiculously low. It's usually between 200 and 250 normally. Well, it went up to, was it 680 or 780?
680.
680. So nearly £700 for the same thing. It's now down to 479. So we're still over £200 over what it normally is. So we're going to give it another month or so and hope for the best. You see, getting into the summer we barely use it because we just need heating, really, for heating up the hot water. Or, you know, we need to put it on just to keep the water warm, but we don't really need any heating as such. Anyway, that's exciting. So yes, we're going to see The Bad Guys. Then I need to go and get some hair dye in Tesco because I am going to the hairdressers on Tuesday. I may have discussed this, I think I did, and I also told you how much I hate it. Other women are like, why do you hate it? It's being pampered. You have to sit and look at yourself for an hour for a start, which is never pleasant. And I don't know, it doesn't matter what they do, I'm never happy with it because I'm not. I've never come away from a hairdresser thinking my hair looks nice. I've come away from one thinking my hair looks really good condition. It's nice and shiny, it doesn't look untidy, it doesn't look messy, but I've never come away happy. So I doubt that'll be any different. But it's in videos actually I've noticed more so, because you don't really notice yourself. But like when I'm like looking that way to turn, I'm noticing like it looks really thin because it's got so long and taily. And obviously because I can't see myself to get my grey roots at the back, I think sometimes when my hair is parted a certain way, the grey shows through, which is just hideous. So I'm going to talk to them while they're cutting it about potential long-term treatment to get my hair a lighter colour. We shall see. Why do we have to go grey? Why is that? I don't understand why your hair can't just stay the colour it always was. Why does it have to go grey? It's like everything's given up on you. It's like, right, that's it. I'm going to lie down and die now. I'm not going to produce any more melanin to make your hair a different colour. What else can I tell you? Yes, I was going to tell you this. Isaac was at Robert's yesterday. Robert is the boy that has been quite badly bullied at school. Isaac had a bit... What is that van doing? It's all over the road. Isaac had a bit of trouble with a lad, not a lot of trouble because he's a weight, I'll just be honest. I haven't got any words for him without talking horribly about a child,
but he's tried to be smart-arsed with Isaac, and he's so insignificant that I don't think it really, Isaac doesn't really give a damn, to be quite honest, because he's that insignificant. But he's been having a go at Robert, and there's this girl that I've mentioned before that, does things like opens his bag when he's getting out of the bus so that everything falls out on the floor and laughs at him. At school, they pretend someone's caught a horrible disease if anyone has to touch anything that belongs to it. Oh, you've touched that, Robert. They're just horrible to him for no reason. Anyway, this little cow, I think she's been the one that set up that group I told you about on WhatsApp, which Robert described as being toxic. Isaac wasn't in it because he doesn't have a mobile phone. And whatever that's in it, school discovered it, and the contents of it was bad enough for them to send an extremely strong worded letter home to parents to say very clearly your children have illustrated that they are not ready for mobile phone ownership, with no sort of no uncertain terms. This group must be shut down immediately. You must check your child's phone and make sure they leave it. So what I think has happened is they've been bullying Robert on that, and his mum has caught wind, because I know she has spoken to the school about the bullying, and school have been, as always, the headmaster has been completely and utterly useless when dealing with it. It's done nothing about it. Oh, but I never told you this. Last night she was texting back and she says, oh yeah, Conlon says there's absolutely no question of them being in the same class when they go to the other school, because they put them in classes based on intelligence. So they won't be in the same class.
Yeah.
But that's his approach. Oh well, they'll be in different classes.
I don't need to do anything, someone else will do it.
See, unfortunately for Robert, this girl is going to go to the same school as him, so we can't even say, oh, he'll only have to deal with it for another few months, because they're going to the same school. And this is the reason I was so pedantic about Isaac doing well in his test, so that he didn't have to deal with people like this. Unfortunately, Robert's sisters all go to this school. Now, she accidentally sent me one of the girls' reports that she was meant to be sending to a cousin, but me and her had been chatting, so she must have had my thing open. And this girl's report is impeccable. She is in first position in the class in about 10 subjects. Her worst grade out of 100 was 70 something. She got 100% in 2 of the subjects. First position in the class, all over the place. Now, this girl passed her exam, but because the sisters go to this school, their mother wanted them all to go to the same school. And even though she really badly wanted to go to St. Louis, the grammar school, her mum wouldn't let her. Not entirely in agreement with that, but that's what happened. Robert probably could have passed the test as well, but again, she wanted them all at the same school. There will be people that go to that school that are bad news, that are currently in their class at school. Anyway, I haven't even got to what I was going to tell you. So this girl has just been bad news. She's bullied him, mother's spoken to the school, no interest. The parents are they're not interested. If you went to them and said your daughter's doing this, they'd probably tell you to F off. That's the type of people they are, which is why they have a daughter like they do. Anyway, Robert's a vegetarian, as is his entire family. She took, can you believe this, 10 or 11-year-old girl, walked round to his area, went up into the garden of the house that you would have full view of her approaching, and posted through the letterbox salami with a note that said, this is for your family or something. Honestly, she's actually gone up to a vegetarian's house and posted meat through the door, and they've done nothing about it. They've just nothing. They've put up CCTV, and she hasn't been in the garden since to do anything, but they've caught her on CCTV walking back and forth past the house.
She also got sanitary towels all over the garden fence.
Yeah, she stuck sanitary towels all over the garden fence. The girl is just repugnant. She is a horrible child. Her parents are just not nice people. There's actually a family out where we live. You get this everywhere, and there's several sets of cousins that are all related.
Very close. Yeah, it's very close.
Well, Darren thinks it's inbreeding. They're just, the behaviour's awful. Just how the whole family are is awful. If you approach them at all with any sort of criticism, you get told where to go. They'd probably hit you before they'd talk to you. They're that kind of people. I just really feel for Robert next year. You know, Isaac may end up still going to that school. We don't know. He passed his exam and he passed it really well, but it depends how well other people passed it, who gets in where, which is ridiculous. But we have to wait to the 21st of May to find out what school he's going to be going to in September. In England, all my friends that have kids of a similar age, I say all my friends, people that I know, they've found out where their kids are going, like maybe a month ago, 3-4 weeks ago. So I don't know what the big delay is here. But regardless, you know, Isaac only gets picked on by certain boys that just are pathetic and want to try and look big. So they'll just try and be nasty to people that they think they can get away with being nasty to. This boy used to be a friend of Isaac's. He thought he was going to try and be extremely rude and cheeky to Isaac on the school bus one day. Isaac came in really upset about it, so I contacted his mother. Robert's mum doesn't like to do something, she thinks, I think, but I'm a bit confrontational. But my viewpoint is, I'm sorry, you're not going to speak to my son that way and not be told that it's not. So I contacted the mother and I said, I relied the guilt trip on. I says, look, he's thinking. I said, Isaac has had a really hard time this last year or so with bullying at school. It's been a real issue, and he's you know, not wanting to go to school, etc., etc. I said, and he thought this lad was his friend, and I told her, I actually wrote down what the stuff he'd said, which I'm not going to go into. But oh my god, that's awful. Oh, I know it, blah blah blah. But she said, oh, he did have a hard time at school as well, which I've spoken to Isaac. He hasn't had a hard time at school at all. But he did apologise because his mother made him. But they haven't been friends since. But to me, it's very important to make the parents of kids that are deliberately being nasty and cruel, it's important to make them aware that you're not going to tolerate it, because if you do, you end up in the same position that Robert's in. You don't for every little thing go and do something. Obviously you don't. Your kid has to deal with these things themselves. But if they're becoming a bully, and I know their parents, I'm speaking to their parents, it's as simple as that, and I'm saying you sort them out. But not that you could say you sort them out or we'll get school involved, because school do absolutely nothing. It's terrible. It's all unkind behaviour these days. It's not bullying. They're having to have this cyber bullying. Look at this amount of parking spaces there are now. They've taken that whole thing away. So because of this girl, school are now having to run a cyber bullying day that they've had to bring an outside company in to do, to educate the children as to the effects and the seriousness of cyberbullying. And the parents are also being invited to come that evening to a parent workshop to be taught about, basically because these kids that have been in this group, started by that girl, have obviously been doing and saying things I dread to even think, because Isaac was never part of it. But I think school have been quite surprised, maybe as to the language or to the subject matter. And they're trying to make the parents aware of exactly what, because they made a point of saying, take your child's phone and look at it and see what's on it and what they've been doing and saying. So I would get the impression, because school are so lackadaisical about what I feel is quite serious things.
In denial.
They were so serious about that it makes me think, what under God was in it for them to be as serious as they were about it? So yeah, so that's what's happening. I thought I'd tell you about the salami situation. That's what Robert's family had. So that tells you what kids are like these days, if they're not pulled in line, and if they've parents that don't give a damn. I mean, I'm not going to start. I already started. I'm not going to continue.
You're on a tangent now.
Yeah. It just gets me really aggravated that A, they do it, and B, that their parents don't seem to care what type of child they're raising.
Well, they don't care.
You know, I would be absolutely gutted if I thought that Isaac was bullying another child.
Yeah, but you're bothered. They're not bothered.
But why aren't they bothered? Look at this girl.
Jesus Christ. Because she's putting a baby in car, by the way, there. Roadside on a busy road.
Right, and go. There's a car reversing into a spot that can't. Is any wonder the husband has to get out and tell her how to park the bloody car?
They don't seem to realise that when they turn the wheel, the front end comes out.
Yeah, somebody reversing into a space and the front end of their car's gone right into the middle of the road. What time is it? It's 10 minutes. We've got to get there. Be there in 5. Let's hope there's not a big queue. Right, I shall speak to you guys later. Probably not today. Oh, tomorrow's Mother's Day. I'll probably not speak to you then. If there's anything to tell you, I'll tell you on the way into my mum's. But I doubt there'll be anything particularly, little doggy, happening in the next 24 hours. I shall speak to you